Alright, here's our last problem for this little video. We're going to have side A is 12, side B is 16, and we have one angle. Angle A is 35 degrees. So here again, if you're given one angle, there's that possibility that you can get one triangle, you can get 0 triangles like the previous problem, or you can get 2 triangles. So let's see what we've got. Since I have A, an angle A, I've got B, I can find angle B using the law of sines. Let's set it up. So I'm going to have A, which is 12, over the sine of angle A, sine of 35, is equal to B, which is 16, over the sine of angle B. Since the sine of B is what we're trying to solve for and it's in the denominator, let's go ahead and use the cross products again. So I'll take 12 times the sine of B is equal to our other cross product, 16, times the sine of 35 degrees. Alright, so we'll solve for the sine of B. I'm going to divide both sides by 12. And let's see what we get for angle B. The sine of B is all of this, so again use inverse or second sine. So second sine. And in that parentheses I'm going to put 16 sine of 35 into your parentheses on that angle, and then divided by 12, and remember to end the parentheses on that whole quantity, and then hit enter. I'm going to round this to the whole number or the nearest degree. I've got 50, 49.886, so about 50 degrees for angle B. 50 degrees. And again, that was the first angle we just found. We might, I know we have one triangle because I just found an answer, but we might have 2. So I'm going to label this B for the first triangle. I'm just going to call it B1. I'm even going to put a little star in it to remind myself that that's the first angle we just found. And we can finish solving this triangle now. I still want to find C, and I want to find angle C. Well, finding angle C in this first triangle should be easy, because I've got 2 angles. Subtract them both from 180. So I've got 180 minus 35 minus 50, and that'll give us angle C for this triangle is 95 degrees. I can also find side C in this first triangle by using the law of sines again. So I'm going to use A over sine A just like I did in the first part. So I'm going to take 12 over the sine of 35 degrees is going to be equal to C for the first triangle over the sine of angle C, which was 95 degrees. Here all I have to do is multiply by the sine of 95 on both sides. That'll give us 12 times the sine of 95, and cancel that out, and that'll give us side C. So let's punch that in. 12 sine 95 into your parentheses on that angle, divided by the sine of 35, and end your parentheses on the angle. For this one, I've got 20.8, so I'm just going to round it to the whole number. I've got about 21 for C. And there is my first triangle solved. Okay. there's still that possibility of a second triangle. So what we need to do, the first part is all the same, the given information. For example, A was 12 and B is 16, and still the given angle A is 35. That part cannot change. What we want to find out is, we first found angle B. That was the first angle we found. So I want to find B, if there is one, in the second triangle. And to find that angle B, you're going to take 180 minus that first angle B that you just found. So I'm going to take 180 degrees minus the first angle I just found, which was that B for the first triangle. That's going to give me 180 minus 50. And that will give us our angle B2. This is how you would find the angle B in the second triangle. And 180 minus 50 is going to give us 130. So angle B in a second triangle would be 130 degrees. And let's see if that makes sense. And really, to just remember that the angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. They certainly cannot be more than 180. So what I'm going to do to find angle C, if there is a second triangle, is I'm going to take 180 and subtract both of these angles from it to see if I get a positive angle, which would make sense. So let's see if we could do that. Take 180 and subtract 35 degrees, that was angle A, and also subtract 130. And let's see what we get for angle C in the second triangle. I'm getting a 15. The angle's small, but at least it's positive. So 15 degrees, that makes sense. It's a small angle, but it is a positive angle. So I was able to get a third angle in this triangle. We've got it. So the only thing I need to find now, one last part, is to find side C in the second triangle. I've already got the angles. And we'll use the law of sines again. So all I have is side C to find. Here it is. Let's use that law of sines one last time and we'll get our side C. I'm using A over sine A again, just like I did in the first problems. So I've got 12 over the sine of angle A, so the sine of 35 degrees, is equal to C in the second triangle over the sine of angle C, which we found to be 15 degrees. So to solve for C, I just have to multiply by the sine of 15 on both sides. Multiply the sine of 15. When you multiply on the other side, it just cancels that out, and that should give us C for our second triangle. Let's see what we've got. So 12 times the sine of 15, and your parentheses, divided by the sine of 35. I'm getting 5.4. If you round it to the whole number, you could say 5. If you went to the 10th, you can say 5.4. Either way is fine here. I'm going to put 5.4 for my side. On the homework, it'll tell you what place it wants you to round to. And there we have it. So we've solved for both triangles. Here's triangle 1, all that information, and then triangle 2, we found an angle that made sense, meaning that all the angles are positive and they add up to 180. And that would be it.